There are moments when the ache inside you doesn't even have a clear name, when you carry a heaviness you can't explain to another soul, and all you know is that something within you longs for meaning again. Not a loud meaning, not a triumphant revelation, but a gentle reassurance that the pain you're walking through is not wasted, not ignored, not unseen by the one who formed you. And as you pause here, right in this breath, you might sense that quiet stirring inside, the one that invites you to look beyond what hurts and toward the God who still holds every corner of your story. Pain has a way of narrowing your vision, drawing your attention only to what's broken, pulling your focus into the shadows where questions echo louder than hope. You begin to wonder if God is still near. You begin to wonder if this path is leading anywhere at all. But sometimes the very place where you feel abandoned is the exact ground where God is slowly teaching your heart how to see again. Not with the eyes that measure success or failure, not with the eyes that judge by what is visible, but with the eyes of faith, the ones that notice quiet mercies, subtle strength, and the unseen hand that keeps holding on when you feel like letting go. There is a kind of sight that only grows in the dark, a way of seeing that can't be learned in comfort. And maybe this is where you are right now, standing at the edge of something you can't yet understand, hoping that God will lift the veil and show you what all of this is for. But there is a gentler invitation hidden here, to trust Him before the answers come, to let Him steady your breathing before the explanation arrives, to let Him draw close before clarity does. You are not asked to solve your pain. You are only asked to bring it into His presence. You don't have to pretend you're strong. You don't have to pretend you're unshaken. You don't have to pretend you understand what He is doing. God is not looking for polished faith. He's looking for surrendered hearts. And in the quiet of this moment, this very moment, He is closer than the ache you're trying to interpret. There is a softness in His nearness, a tenderness in the way He meets you right at the point where your strength frays. He does not rush you. He does not scold you for struggling. He simply holds you in the stillness until your soul remembers that even pain can become a doorway to His presence. If you listen long enough, you may feel something shift. Not the circumstance, not the weight of your questions, but the posture of your heart. You start to realize that God doesn't need to remove the pain to reveal His purpose. Sometimes He reveals His purpose right inside it. He shapes you gently, like rain shaping the earth, not in sudden shocks, but in quiet persistence. He shows you pieces of His love you would have never noticed had your path been easy. And though you may not see the full picture yet, something holy happens when you whisper, "Lord, open my eyes. Help me see you here, even if nothing changes right away." Faith begins to rise, not as a roar, but a soft exhale, steady, honest, real. It tells your soul that God is not done with you, that this pain is not a conclusion, but a chapter, that even the tears sliding down your face are seen by the one who catches every single one. So stay here for just a breath longer. Let the noise quiet down. Let your heart soften. Let your spirit remember that meaning doesn't always arrive in a moment. Sometimes it grows slowly, like dawn rising behind the hills. Let God give you eyes to see, not someday, not eventually, but right here where your pain and His presence meet in the same fragile breath. Lord, meet me in this moment. Open my eyes to see your purpose, even when I cannot understand the path. Hold my heart steady until your peace becomes my vision. Amen. There comes a point when the questions you carry begin to shift, not because you suddenly understand everything, but because something quieter inside you starts to awaken. It's the sense that maybe God is doing more in your unseen places than in the parts of your life you can point to. You begin to notice how the very ache that once pulled you down is now nudging you to lean inward, to listen deeper, to soften in ways you didn't know you needed. Pain can feel like a closed door, but sometimes it becomes the doorway God uses to draw you closer than comfort ever could. And slowly, your heart learns that the purpose you're looking for may not be found in explanations, but in the presence that walks with you through every shadow. When you sit quietly long enough, without trying to force meaning or demand clarity, you start to feel the gentle work God is doing beneath the surface of your fears. A strange kind of courage grows there, the kind that believes God is present even before He answers, the kind that trusts His nearness even when nothing around you seems to change. You begin to realize that faith was never meant to remove questions, it was meant to hold you steady while the answers take their time. And maybe that is why this season feels so tender, so fragile. It's not because you are weak, it's because something sacred is forming within you. God is shaping a new depth, a new stability, a new vision, the kind that can only be born when you walk through places that force your soul to stretch in ways comfort never asks of you. You may feel like you're standing in a fog, unsure of what's ahead, unsure why the road has been so winding. But even fog carries purpose. It slows your steps, makes you pay attention, teaches you to move with intention. And maybe that is what God is doing, slowing your heart, inviting you to walk without rushing, guiding you to trust Him in ways you never had to before. When life makes sense, faith is quiet. When life breaks, faith begins to breathe. And in these breaths, God whispers truths you might have missed in easier days. That you are not abandoned. That your worth is not measured by what you can hold together. That His love does not waver when your strength does. He is here, not demanding perfection, not asking for explanations, simply offering Himself as the steady ground beneath your trembling. If you look closely, you might notice how this pain has uncovered parts of you that needed gentleness, how it has humbled things that once felt rigid, how it has taught your heart to feel with more compassion, more patience, more grace. God doesn't waste the seasons that break you open. He uses them to plant things that only grow in surrendered soil. And though you may not yet see the full purpose behind your pain, you can begin to sense that something holy is at work inside you, shaping you with a kindness that moves slowly, quietly, faithfully. This is how God teaches you to see, not with the eyes that demand reasons, but with the eyes that recognize His presence even in the places you wish you never had to walk through. It is here, in the in-between, where you learn how deeply you are held. So let your heart rest for a moment. You don't need to chase answers. You don't need to understand everything right now. You only need to stay open to the one who has never let your story fall apart. If He has carried you this far, He will carry you further still. Trust that He is guiding your steps, even when your path feels uneven. Trust that He is lifting you, even when you feel too tired to stand. Trust that He is writing purpose into every line of your pain, even the ones you do not see yet. And in the stillness of this moment, let your soul whisper the simplest truth. Lord, help me see you, even here. Lord, breathe clarity into my confusion and steady my heart as you lead me through what I do not yet understand. Open my eyes to your quiet work and let your peace settle inside me. Amen. If this prayer touched your heart, whisper Amen in the comments. Share it to bless another soul, and subscribe to stay close with us at 10 Men with God, where every moment becomes a place to meet Him. There comes a moment when the pain you've carried begins to feel strangely familiar, almost like a place your soul has walked through long enough to recognize its corners. Not because it is comfortable, but because something inside you has learned to stop running from it. And in that stillness, you begin to sense a gentle truth rising. God has been sitting with you in this valley far longer than you realized. Not watching from a distance, not waiting for you to be stronger, but sitting beside you, patient and unhurried, letting His presence become the quiet shelter your heart has needed. Pain does not always leave quickly, but neither does the God who walks through it with you. The longer you sit with him, the more you start to notice things you couldn't see before. The way his peace softens the edges of your fear. The way his voice calms the noise inside you. The way his love begins to seep into places you thought were beyond healing. It's as if he is teaching you a new way to breathe, one that doesn't fight the weight of life, but lets him carry what you can't. Sometimes God doesn't lift the pain first. Sometimes he lifts your vision. He turns your eyes toward the small glimmers of grace you overlooked, the strength that rose in you on a day you thought you couldn't get up, the unexpected kindness that found you when you felt forgotten, the quiet moment when your heart felt held though nothing around you had changed. These are not accidents. These are the fingerprints of a God who refuses to let your suffering be empty. And as you keep walking, you begin to understand that the purpose behind your pain is not always a lesson and not always an answer. Sometimes the purpose is simply the closeness it creates, the way it draws your soul into the certainty that you are not walking alone. God does not measure you by how perfectly you trust him. He meets you in the wavering, the trembling, the trying. He meets you in the ache you can't name and the nights you can't explain. And slowly, something shifts. Not dramatically, not instantly, but gently, like light finding its way through a cracked door. You start to realize that what hurt you is not the end of your story. You begin to sense that God is writing something beneath the surface, something that will reveal itself only when your heart is ready to receive it. And maybe that is the purpose you've been searching for. Not a reason that makes pain disappear, but a truth that makes you stronger. That God's presence turns every valley into holy ground. So if your heart still feels heavy, let it rest. If your steps feel uncertain, let him guide them. If you cannot see the full picture, trust the one who never loses sight of you. You don't have to understand the purpose to walk with the one who gives it. Let your soul lean into him, slowly, honestly, without the pressure to fix anything. Just be here, just breathe, just let him hold what you cannot hold anymore. And in this surrender, something new begins. A quiet confidence, a softened strength, a deeper ability to see God not as the remover of pain, but as the one who transforms it. This is where healing starts, not in explanations, but in presence. Not in clarity, but in closeness. Not in understanding why, but in trusting who. God, give me eyes to see the purpose behind my pain. Not later, not someday, but right here in this very moment where your love meets my need. Lord, draw my heart deeper into your presence and open my eyes to what you are shaping within me. Let your peace rest over every place that hurts and guide me toward the purpose you are revealing. Amen. If these words spoke to your soul, whisper Amen in the comments. Share this to bless someone who needs hope, and subscribe to Walk with Us at 10 Minute with God, where every moment becomes a quiet place